Thank you for joining us on the program. Now, the polity in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is eating up even further. The repeatedly postponed and much awaited elections in the country are now only 2 days away, but disturbing incidents have been recorded before the first vote is cast. Yesterday, Congolese security forces violently put down protests that broke out following the Election Commission's postponement of the presidential elections by 3 months in key opposition strongholds. Beni, Butembo and Yumbi and surrounding rural areas won't see any election until March, long after, that's March 2019. Long after the new president is due to be sworn in. The coalition around the opposition candidate Martin Fayulu has called for a general strike expected this Friday. But first, let's bring you footage of how yesterday's protest turned out in Beni, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Amidst rising tensions and increased violence by protesters in Eastern DRC, security men reportedly fired live rounds and tear gas on Thursday to scatter demonstrators who burned ties and attacked Ebola centers. The agitating crowd were protesting at the exclusion from the presidential election. They ransacked an Ebola isolation center in Beni, causing 24 patients to flee, according to reports. Demonstrators also attacked the office of the government agency coordinating the response to the Ebola virus in Beni before UN peacekeepers pushed them back. Colonel Safari Kazingufu, the police commander in Beni, said his forces had been deployed across the city to restore order, including in and around Ebola treatment centers. The Electoral Commission announced on Wednesday that it was cancelling voting on Sunday elections in the cities of Beni, Butembo, and their surrounding areas due to the ongoing Ebola outbreak and militia violence. Those places are strongholds of opposition to outgoing President Joseph Kabila, and local politicians announced the move as an effort to swing the vote in favor of his preferred candidate, Emmanuel Ramazani Shadori.
During a press conference, the coalition led by Martin Fayulu Lamoka called on the Independent National Electoral Commission, Beni, to reverse its decision to particularly cancel the elections. Reaction also from civil society. The citizen movement Fight for Change Lucha believes that the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission to postpone the elections slated for December 30, 2018 in the Beni, Beniville, Butembo and Yumbi constituencies is extremely serious, both constitutionally and politically. Lucha has urged all Congolese, particularly presidential candidates, to strongly oppose this decision. The movement has been lobbying for a regime change for months now.
Now, while waiting to see how things will evolve come Sunday when the elections take place, we have with us Congolese economist Wilonja Dewi Mubangu, with whom we shift the focus now to the DRC's economy under President Joseph Kabila's 13 years in power, 13 years rule. Welcome to the program, Wilonja. What assessment do you make of the economy under President Kabila?
I think the economic balance sheet is largely positive. He was able to set up an economic program in 2006 with the objective of building basic infrastructure. He equally made other economic reforms to enable companies on the ground to operate optimally. We have seen the creation of jobs in the services and mining sector, so I think the balance sheet is positive.
You seem to present a very positive outlook or review, but the standard of living of Congolese people, if you check the records, do not seem to reflect such.
Well, you have to understand that it is a process. When you put a reform program in place, you don't achieve results immediately. We're talking about a government economic program that must be spread over 1 or 2 decades to have concrete results. Nevertheless, in my opinion, at the local level, we have seen job creation in several sectors of the economy. Activities have resumed. The other macroeconomic sectors, including inflation, which has remained stable, relatively below 0.75% over a decade, the relatively broad economic growth rate, more than 5 to 6%. The Democratic Republic of Congo has been able to beat the high records of some African countries. As an economist, I think it is something positive.
What is the challenge for the next president of the DRC?
When addressing the nation in August, President Kabila said that Congolese people should be transformed so they can face great challenges, that they should fight corruption, the evil that is eating deep into all levels of the Congolese society. Each Congolese has their share of responsibility. There is also impunity, two big words on his agenda. He will also have to continue reforms. We need big institutional economic reforms. These economic reforms will aim to facilitate the functioning of companies, create jobs, fight against unemployment, and reduce poverty.
And be it the ruling party's candidates or the opposition candidates, whoever emerges winner in this historic election, I'm sure that Congolese people can only hope that it will be able to bring about some of what you have shared with us. Wilanja, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking with us this morning. Thank you very much. Congolese research economist Wilanja Dewi Mubangu speaking to us there from Kinshasa.